A retired police detective is joining the search effort and making a request. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bridget Allison.
And I'm Justin Mormouth. New at noon, News 6's Ezzy Castro explains the emerging technology the family hopes will find Stephanie Hollingsworth and her SUV.
The family of Stephanie Hollingsworth making a plea to space agencies to see if any satellite images caught her car right here at the Walmart on South Goldenrod Road, which was last seen on September 25th.
If we can get lucky to have a satellite passing overhead to capture her either go walking to the car or the car leaving that parking space.
Retired Orlando Police Detective Bill Moore is requesting for space agencies to step in and help get results in the search for Stephanie Hollingsworth. The mother of three has been missing for 18 days now and was last seen inside this Walmart on South Goldenrod Road.
The family requests the assistance of any corporation or individual to search stored satellite imagery collected on September the 25th, 2020 for the purpose of locating Stephanie Hollingsworth 2000 light pewter metallic, a champagne colored vehicle.
I want to point something out, guys. Welcome. And I'm glad you're all here. But before I forget, I want to point something out. I just saw something that when I watched this live, now I want to apologize, guys, because what I planned on doing was going over this press conference and kind of breaking it down as much as I can. Now I will do as much as I can to I found other footage of the press conference, but it's recorded from someone's phone from a slight distance. It's not direct like the footage that we're seeing here. I can't find it anywhere, and I don't understand why. It's very, very strange to me. But I did watch it live this morning, and I noticed a couple things that really bothered me, and we're going to go over these things tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and continue playing this little clip here.
Chevrolet four-door Tahoe.
Moore said the goal is to figure out what direction of travel Stephanie's car may have taken from the Walmart shopping plaza, which could be a valuable lead in the case.
It's been a while since we've actually had any new information, and but that's going to change. I think we're going to find a lot of stuff. We have a lot of faith and hope.
Hollingsworth is hoping this plea for help will reach out to people out of state and possibly around the world.
There's no answers, and that's the scariest thing about this. I fully understand everybody wanting answers, but nobody wants it more than I do.
And Hollingsworth's husband says that they do plan on doing more searches throughout this week, but if anyone knows any information, they're asked to call Crime Line or police right away. There is a $10,000 reward. In Orange County, Ezzy Castro getting Results News 6.
So before I get started, I'm going to say hello to everybody. I'm glad everyone's here. Let me see who's in the house. We got Shelton's Corner, Tiffany Jean, Sandy Jersey Girl, long time, Kimberly Buick, Evelyn Arnaud, Nikki Evans, Motherfucking Princess, C Green, Rosaline, Pink Sugar, Lyrics, Brina Beans, Kaylee with Notea, Callie Capri, Lori Beth, Lufa, mother of two little girls. Yeah, we're not, that shit isn't even worth fucking talking about, man. Like, I see some of these comments here, man. Yeah, I just rolled up in somebody's live just a minute ago. You're welcome, whoever the fuck you are, who I don't even know who the fuck you are, but you're welcome. Anyway, so, I mean, yeah, look, I'm going to say this much, man. Like, the fact that people listen to that, like, how do you watch that shit? Whoever's watching that shit, how do you even watch it, dude? Like, all I can see is the lice in this chick's hair. as she's fucking just yapping on and on about bullshit that I can't imagine why anybody gives a shit about it. It's hilarious to me. Like that's content. Whatever, man. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that. So today, a press conference was held regarding the Stephanie Hollingsworth case, and again, I don't have the full on footage, but what I really wanted to show you, I can show you just with that footage. Now we'll go over that stuff. If the recording's not good enough and we can't really hear it, then I'll probably spare you guys that. I was going to play the whole thing, go over everything, kind of break it down like I do on here, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm just not happy with the quality, and I could not find the direct press conference anywhere. So hold on a second. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share that. Actually, I'm not going to do that right now. There was something that I noticed. I don't know why I exited out of it, but there was something that I noticed when I was watching the press conference live. And you guys know I talked a little bit about this Larry Miles guy. And I don't know how active he is in the search. I see him documenting a lot of things, but I don't exactly know how active he is in the search. He probably is very active. He talks a lot about wanting to get the word out, right? I explained to you my little gripe with him as far as my personal interaction with him, which was very brief and which somewhat, contradicted this man's words as far as what he's doing. But the thing is I don't know if it's smoke and mirrors or not. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of footage. I'm seeing a lot of little interviews here and there with Scott Hollingsworth, with Chad, Stephanie's brother. And every time I see this, I'm seeing people trying to get shit done, and this guy kind of like sticking his mic in their face. And I realized today that I'm not the only person who's noticed this. And I'm getting some comments, and I have people who send me screenshots from other groups that I don't belong to. That does happen. Just because it's a private group doesn't make it private. Just saying. But I noticed something last night when I was talking about this, and I asked myself certain questions about this Larry guy, and I don't know the guy. All I'm saying right now is that this is a very, very odd approach, and it got me thinking. Now, you guys know me. When I do live streams, I kind of think out loud, right? I just I talk and I share my thoughts with you guys, and we exchange conversation. This is the same way that I have conversation with friends, and I consider you guys friends, and that's the dynamic that I really want to have with you guys. And that happened last night. And the result of that happening last night was it just got my wheels turning, And I don't even know if it's a good thing that my wheels started turning this way, right? But all I know is, look, when I'm watching this, you watch this press conference, right? And just to have some reference, I closed out that page. But this is the footage here. Hold on 1 second. I got to share the screen. Hello. So I'm going to mute it though, because we're not really talking about what they're talking about. We're going to get into that too. But here we are. There's this press conference going on, right? And the only two people in shot of the camera is this guy who's supposedly an ex-FBI agent, former law enforcement. And then finally he brings, but Larry's in the shot, right? The entire time. And then he brings my man Scott on. And it's, I want to see something here real quick. When he brings him on, yeah, see, he signals him over. He says, hey, come on over. Come on over. He signals him over. Right? This guy, he has every intention of being in this main shot, and he is. That entire time, he's got that blue shirt on. And something that he does, I could just be overthinking it, guys. I could just be overthinking it. Again, guys, none of us here are body language experts. We're not behavioral experts. None of us here are any of that. There might be one out of the whole bunch that is, right? And the chances of that are pretty slim. But it's fair to say that none of us are. I talk about this all the time on this channel. And I don't like to take somebody's body language and start breaking it down and going, look at him, he's doing this and this, doing this. I make fun of people who do that because I think that's fucking crazy. None of us know we don't even know these people. You know what I'm saying? We've never met them. We've never hung out with them. We don't know what they're like off camera regularly. So there's no frame of reference to compare odd behavior to. But at one point, and you can't see it from this angle that I have pulled up, but you did see it. You did see it. I know I saw it. And I feel like now I have to go back and pull that up. So yeah, it kind of bugs me that this guy does something. The fact that he's right in view of the camera, right? He's right in view of the camera. And I'm going to play this one more time. I pulled it back up and I'm going to play this one more time, guys. Because, and like I said, I could just be making a big deal out of nothing, you know? I could be overthinking the whole thing. All right.
First, the family's plea to help get results in the search for Belle Isle mother who hasn't seen in nearly 3 weeks. Now, a retired police detective is joining the search effort and making a request. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bridget Ellison.
And I'm Justin Mormouth. New at noon, News 6's Ezzy Castro explains the emerging technology the family hopes will find Stephanie Hollingsworth and her SUV.
The family of Stephanie Hollingsworth making a plea to space agencies to see if any satellite images caught her car right here at the Walmart.
Now you're going to see what I'm talking about but it's very, very, again, like I want to be clear. I noticed this when I was watching the press conference live.
On South Goldenrod Road, which was last seen on September 25th.
If we can get lucky to have a satellite passing overhead.
Now, the second time they show this shot with Larry in the background here, I want you to keep your eye on Larry. Not this time around, but the next one.
Her either walking to the car or the car leaving that parking space.
Retired Orlando Police Detective Bill Moore is requesting for space agencies to step in and help get results in the search for Stephanie Hollingsworth. The mother of three has been missing for 18 days now and was last seen inside this Walmart on South Goldenrod Road.
The family requests the assistance of any corporation.
Watch him. Watch Larry in the background with the blue shirt.
Stored satellite imagery collected on September the 25th, 2020 for the purpose of locating Stephanie.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Hollingsworth 2000 light pewter metallic. Stephanie Hollingsworth 2000 2020 for the purpose of locating Stephanie Hollingsworth 2000.
One more time.
Light 2020 for the purpose of locating Stephanie Hollingsworth 2000.
One more time.
Light pewter collected on September the 25th, 2020 for the purpose of locating Stephanie Hollingsworth 2000.
Okay. When I was watching this, I was like, why? First of all, why is he in the shot? That's the first thing that I thought when I was watching it live. I was like, why is he in the shot? And who is this guy talking? Right? No, Angela Dawn, I asked. I'm glad you asked that. Yes, he pulled out his necklace because he wanted his cross that he was wearing around his neck to be visible on camera. I don't give a shit what anyone says. That's exactly what was going on there. He knew he was in the shot. He purposely put himself in the shot, and he wanted to make sure that his cross was visible. He pulled it out, wanted to make sure that his cross was visible for us all to see that this guy was a devout Christian. Nothing wrong with being a devout Christian. Nothing at all. Right? I'm not knocking anybody for that at all. But why was that on his mind? He's holding a press conference. He's in the shot of a press conference. First of all, what's he going to contribute to this press conference? Exactly. What he's been doing so far is simply writing posts saying, let's keep this group. He's been running the group, basically, for the most part, trying to keep people in a certain frame of mind, saying, this is what we need to do. We need to focus on finding Stephanie. We need to find the vehicle. We need to find Stephanie. And kudos to him for that. Absolutely kudos to him for that. But I'm not going to lie, and I can't hold my tongue about it anymore. I don't like that this dude feels like he has to be in the spotlight of this whole thing this entire time. Somebody made a comment to me. Somebody wrote a comment in one of my lives that I did before this, and she made a comment saying something like, "I don't understand. Is he planning on writing a book, or filming? Hey, that girl. Any trolls? Boot them. Boot them. They're not even." These trolls have nothing to contribute to this chat. They don't belong here. They are not in our class. They don't get to swim with this group of fish. Okay? They belong on the bottom, sucking the other fish's shit off of the bottom and keeping fish bowls clean. That's their job. They don't deserve to be here with people who actually want to think and use their brains. So any trolls, boot them. Not even a timeout. Don't even remove comments. Just get them out. They're not welcome here. So I apologize for the interruption, folks, but Lufa, it's nothing. I promise. Not even worth thinking. So, yes, Rosalind, thank you. I appreciate that. So, this dude, for some reason, he's got to be on camera. He's excited about all of this. I don't give a shit what anybody says. What I see so far, I've seen enough. I have seen enough to be able to assess that I think that this dude is loving the attention that he's getting. And I think it's disruptive to the search. And honestly, I think that law enforcement thinks that it's disruptive to the search. Now, she's letting this chief of police, she's letting them have their own independent search. But yesterday, when I showed that footage of him sticking a mic in her face and putting her on camera, she didn't seem very happy about being on camera. She didn't seem very happy about having this person sticking a camera in her face. She didn't seem happy about having to stand next to this person, in my personal opinion, from what I saw. And the reason why I feel comfortable making that assessment at this point and saying that that's just what I got out of it. Again, I could be wrong. Never spent time with these people. But I'm seriously thinking that is the case, that the vibe that I got from that interaction was pretty spot on. Because what I'm thinking is this person who held this was a completely independently held press conference by what looked like to be Larry Miles. He seemed to organize it. He seemed to have to be right there. And when he actually gets up there and he talks after this guy, and this guy, okay, let's get into that real quick. Let's get into what they were asking for. Okay. Basically, they held a press conference in order to ask for satellite imagery from NASA and Donald Trump's Space Force. I'm going to say that one more time. They wanted satellite imagery from NASA and Donald Trump's Space Force. Now, right now, a lot of you are thinking, man, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Will, why are you being such an asshole about that? What's wrong with that? Why wouldn't they ask for any help that they could possibly get? Fair enough. True, right? Fair enough. But holding this press conference and not one spokesperson for even the local law enforcement department was there and said anything. Why can't I find footage of it? Why can't I find the actual press conference online right now? Is everybody kind of getting where I'm going with this? Everybody kind of getting in my groove? Okay? I'm thinking right now that law enforcement is not in any way right now assisting, well, not assisting, not assisting, but I don't think that they're necessarily endorsing this search. I think that they're not condemning the search, the independent search. Everybody has a right to get together and search. The family, of course, has a right to do that. Of course. But when I showed you that footage yesterday of the police chief who seemed reluctant to even go on camera, she made it abundantly clear that said, right now, we are working closely with other agencies and we are not at liberty to discuss what we're doing just yet. That tells me that there's a criminal investigation going on. That tells me that they are looking in a place that the independent search team is not. That's what that tells me. I don't know if I'm crazy. I don't know if I'm just stupid because I'm not maybe I'm just ignorant or just simply I'm not a law enforcement officer. I don't know. But in my experience, when we see these press conferences take place, how many times do you actually see the zero presence of law enforcement? There was absolutely no presence of law enforcement at this press conference. This guy put this thing together, had some guy, I guess he's like a friend of the family or something. Someone mentioned, it's a rumor, I don't know if it's true, but he's in real estate now, and he's a former federal agent, that he claims to be a former federal agent. And he also makes a comment where he says that he interviewed, actually is the word that he used, if I remember correctly, that he interviewed Scott Hollingsworth and was satisfied with what he heard, was satisfied with what he got out of that interaction. So it was a press conference. I mean, there was multiple cameras. It was on live television. It wasn't on Facebook. As a matter of fact, I can't even find it in the group. So why can't I find that actual interview in the group? Now, what I do have is something else. And I haven't even watched this yet. We're going to watch this together, guys, because you know I like to do it that way.
This is all surreal. Totally surreal. I want to get you in the screen here because you're why I'm here. And you always tell me about so much how strong your faith is in God, and I want to tell you guys about a God thing that happened this morning for us. So yeah, what was it, yesterday, day before? I says, hey, you know what? We got Tuesday morning at Discovery. They do a men's breakfast, which I've attended for now, a couple years probably now. And I've learned some great people there. And what we do is it's from 6:30 to 8, and we basically are in these little small groups of guys who talk. We talk about life. We talk about what we're going through in our own homes, in our situations, what we're dealing with work, and it's really just to energize people, and to do it the right way, because it's those relationships that when you don't have the opportunity to talk with somebody and just release it and download it, that you don't you hold it inside. A lot of people do that.
It's those relationships that are so meaningful, and at times, and at this time for my family anyway, right now, that are literally holding us up and getting us through this time. That's where these relationships are formed in that environment. And it's so crucial. It's the only way you're going to get the faith needed to get you through rough times.
Mm-hmm. And I want to explain the God thing, because it's so funny. So, I
Am I the only one thinking that this is super fucking bizarre? I mean, what are they? I mean, I get it. Okay, they're talking about God. Okay, that's cool. But what is this puff shit? What does this have to do with finding? That's my point, Rosalind. Why is Larry making it about him? Why is he? I don't understand this whole interaction between him and Scott right here. Like this is the title of this video has something to do with preparing for a press conference. Like they're psyched that they're going to be on TV. Well, at least Larry is, and I'm not ready to paint Scott into a picture of something that's, there's nothing that we know to indicate that he is guilty of anything. So I'm not even trying to go down that road. And I'm not trying to say that about Larry, obviously, either. What I'm saying is I'm having a lot of trouble with what the focus is here. I'm just it's bugging me. Where is this going? Now, this is like a 17-minute video. We're not going to watch this whole thing.
I invited, and he says, "Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it." What was that, Monday night? Monday night? No, it had to be Sunday night, probably. Say, hey, look, right, it's all blur right now, isn't it? Yeah. You're running on no sleep. We're team no sleep right here. Literally, team no sleep. Yeah. So we go with Ben, and first thing that I messaged Brian Piccolo, who's the leader, and I said, Brian, Brian, I'm bringing Scott out here. I think it'd be good for him to get some support from the guys. And and I bring him over at the table. It's the four of us, right. And not Brian. Brian comes over, just he wanted to introduce you. Yeah. Tell us what happened. It was crazy.
So Brian Piccolo, I remember wanting to meet him.
Okay, Joanne Price, he's not the FBI agent. This isn't the press conference. This is just this is Larry in the blue shirt, Larry Miles, and Scott Hollingsworth is the guy center camera right now, who is Stephanie's husband. And what are they so fucking happy about? I'm not saying they need to be all somber and sad the whole time, and but what the fuck are they even talking about right now?
I've known of him for a while, but I knew that name, and as it turns out, Brian Piccolo and I went to elementary school together at Stony Park Elementary, right off of Red Bug Road, and a really memorable moment. We had we're on a flag football team. That I have a picture of. It's like a YMCA team, and we won a championship that year. And just for everything to sit there and everything just kind of hit me all at once as to who he was. It was amazing. It was really cool. He's an amazing guy.
You guys know each other back to the fourth grade, right?
Yeah, fourth grade. He knew fourth grade. I didn't know that. So.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. But it even goes beyond that. Okay, so here we are. Yeah. All right, we set this press conference up today. Yeah. We're going to share something that we believe has never been done in a missing person search before, right. With a public request like we're going to be putting out here today. So this is cutting edge. This is exciting.
Very exciting.
And I get a message from Ben Moore. Do you have access to some kind of a mic stand or something like that? Because we're going to need it. A podium. We happen to be at a place that has podiums. We were at a church. They have podiums. I says, listen. Brian says, hey, listen, I got to get permission. I says, listen, I need this now. We need this. Scott needs this now. And so here we have.
Look, is anybody seeing my point here? I'm not just focusing on the fact that I think that this is weird. Yeah, this is weird. And Joanne Price, see, I don't hate the guy. I don't know the guy. I'm just saying that this is fucking bizarre. I've never seen this in a missing persons thing before. I've never seen this. We follow these cases all the time. I've never seen anything like this. And it's not cutting edge. That's not how I'm taking it. I'm not taking it like it's cutting edge. I'm saying it's like, what the fuck is the point of it? That's how I'm taking it. Total used car salesman vibe. It's really weird. But what I'm getting at is why, I get, okay, they held the press conference, but it's about the search, right? It's about the search. Like, if the police were in concert with this search, right? If they were in concert with this search, then I would think that the chief of police, or even a captain, a spokesperson for the police department, anybody would have said something in this press conference. And the chief of police would not have made it a point to say, we're working with other agencies right now, and we're not at liberty to say what we're doing. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't think that the focus right now is just on the truck. I think they're focusing on anybody who I don't know. I don't know what they're focusing on. I don't know. I don't want to go and jump to any conclusions and say this is what they're focusing on, because I have no idea what they're focusing on. But I'm not getting the vibe that the police are in concert with Larry here, because Larry seems to be very, very, very involved, but not really doing anything. He seems to be stopping the people who are doing things and wanting to talk to them on camera. And he seems oddly enthusiastic about it. And I don't know. I don't know if Scott just doesn't know if this is just a bad look, at that social media is going to eventually tear him apart if this keeps going on. Because I mean, I have enough sense to sit here and look at Scott and go, none of this is enough to tell me that to even make me wonder whether or not he's guilty of something. That's because it's the truth. There's none of this that's going to make me think that. It's just making me think, what in the fuck is going on? That's all it's doing. It's making me go, where's this going? What are you doing? I'm gonna keep playing this, man, because I can't take my eyes off of it.
Podium, because God knows. It's a God thing. Yeah. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this. I wouldn't know. We wouldn't have access to a podium, right? Yeah. How just think about that. Yeah. How crazy that is. That the moment as we're getting ready to go, get a text message. We didn't even
like. Is Scott just being polite? Is that what's going on here? Is he just being polite to this guy and being like, yeah, man, wow, a podium. We got one. All right. I mean, it's so bizarre.
Leave the building and we get the text message. Hey, you have access to a podium. We're going to need it. Yeah. I mean, it's 9:00 in the morning, 1 hour, before we're supposed to go, or it was a half an hour, Yeah. So anyway, God works in mysterious ways. God puts people in your lives for a reason.
He still lets us know all the time that he's in control and he has a plan, whether we get it or understand it. He's always finding ways to let us know that. And even something as small as that, it's what energizes me. Larry is. How could you not be energized with him? It's all God things. It's all from him. It's what gives me the energy. It gives me the strength every day to move forward and try to do this justice for Steph, because I couldn't do enough for her right now, and it's the faith and the hope and everything that kind of goes beyond our understanding that's here. It's in so many of our lives that we know she's there, we know she's safe, we know God's protecting her, and we know he's going to bring her home. And that right there in itself is a God thing. It's our hearts leading in spite of our minds. And all the little things that God puts in your life. It's putting in my life and my family's life right now is an absolute testament to that. So it's the only reason why I'm able to sit here and talk right now and sit in a corner crying my eyes out.
You just want to crawl in the corner, right, and just let it go. It's hard.
So what do you?
See, guys, this is really emotional, right? And it is. It's very, very emotional seeing this man break down like this. But why the fuck is there a camera on him, dude? Why don't you let this guy do his thing? What? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is coming off to me like this Larry dude is, I guess, probably his spiritual advisor to some degree. And I use that term because I don't know if he's a pastor. I don't know if he's a preacher. I don't know if he's a priest. I don't know what his title is in the congregation that they go to. I don't know what it is. But this guy seems interested in nothing but documenting everything. And I think that this is actually, and man, Larry, I'm gonna go ahead and address you directly, man. Like, you don't get to use God as an excuse to exploit a man who's missing his wife. Because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing exploitation happening here. The only thing that I can imagine that you're looking for is people to join your congregation, get publicity going, and get the word out so people come to your church. That's the only thing that I can think of, because it's not helping him. There's no way that it's helping Scott. There's no way that it's helping Chad, and it's damn sure not helping Stephanie. It's not doing anything to bring Stephanie home. It's not. I don't care what you say. And I think it sucks that you would use God to sit here and manipulate this guy to go on camera every time you feel like he should be on camera, and blast it all over social media. And I mean, Scott's a grown ass man. You know, he has the sense and the capability of being able to decide whether or not that's something he wants to do. Sure, he has the choice. He has the decision. It's his decision to make. But at the same time, when we're talking about somebody who you're going to, if I'm Scott and this is Larry, I'm going to Larry apparently to he even implied it. What's God telling me to do? What do you think God is telling me to do? And how should I handle this? And this guy's going, well, let's go. Well, let me interview you on camera. Right? I mean, that's what I'm getting out of that. And then he wants all this notoriety because he gets some dude who happens to have used to be in law enforcement and holds a press conference, and having this dude ask Donald Trump for, Space Force assistance. And he gets on here to brag about it. We're about to do something cutting edge. We're about to do something that's never been done before. It's the greatest disappearance show on earth, is how this guy's coming off, man. It's fucking gross. And this is just pissing me off.
But obviously there's a greater purpose here. We're on God's time, and it's okay. Obviously I'm okay with that. It's just dealing with that every day.
Hey!
It's okay. That's okay.
Right.
Anyway.
I'm always telling people what to do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It just comes
He
natural.
tells me what to do every day. And what would I do without him? I don't know. So,
there's a greater purpose here. I'm thankful to be able to help you in that part. You and I got name tags on, by the way. How about that? Should we leave them on or should we take them off? I don't know. I don't think we necessarily want to leave tags on here. All right. So, guys, the thing I constantly hear is how thankful he is, and the boys and the family are for everything.
How can I thank you guys enough? There's I don't know. Like I said, it's you guys, the support that you guys have given, your prayers. I live.
Scott, I'm telling you, my man, separate yourself from this dude. At least publicly, at least until you get some sort of news from Stephanie, because the vibe I'm getting every time I see this guy, he sticks a camera in somebody's face and then they get annoyed. Chief of police. The last person you want to get on their nerves is the chief of police. That is the best resource you have right now in finding Stephanie. That is the best resource you have. It's not Larry. I promise you.
Really feel that my family feels that it's an inner strength that keeps us going. So I just can't thank you enough for all. It's not just that, it's just your efforts, and so many of you are giving your lives for this, to finding her, doing everything we can, searching for a needle in a haystack with very little information. I mean, it's frustrating, it's everything, but I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, what words could ever do that? I just know that when we get her home.
Goofy girl, the reason why that's happening, okay? The reason why that's happening, that this case isn't getting much in the way of press, unfortunately, is because this dude, Larry, is making a joke out of it. And I don't even think that he knows he's doing it. I think he's convinced himself that he's doing God's work. But what he's doing is making a joke out of this whole fucking thing. See, I'm not saying that. I'm not even implying that he's covering for guilt. I mean, maybe he feels guilty about something in his life. I don't fucking know. I'm not the guy's pastor. I don't give a shit. What I'm saying is that this whole thing, the more he sticks a camera in this dude's face and sticks a camera in Chad's face, the less seriously people are taking this. The less seriously the press is taking this. That's my concern. Because the word needs to be out there. The word definitely needs to be out there. And this guy's not helping with that. All he's doing is seemingly getting in the way of those who can actually put that word out there in the best way possible. Why was that? I mean, that wasn't even kept as a news story. News stations showed up for a press conference thinking they were going to get something, and then they got some crazy fucking request from some guy in a suit that he's swimming in, and says that he wants the White House. He wants help from the White House and access to Space Force satellites. Dude, what the fuck is that, man? And I'm saying, great idea, sure, but you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. Like, and the fact that you made this video. No, Sammy C, don't apologize. That's okay. I'm just saying that I'm not ready to go there yet. That's all. I'm not trying to minimize your comment at all. I'm just saying that I'm just not quite there yet. We don't have enough. To me, it's just completely crazy to say that they had anything to do with Stephanie's disappearance, because we don't have any information yet. We don't have any information. Excuse me. Sorry about that. No, I'm not doing that. No way. Oh, that's actually a message privately that came through. So whoever sent me that message, I'm not going to call you out, but no fucking way am I doing that. Just so you know. And there's no need to even bring up what was just suggested to me. It's definitely not my style.
It's going to take a long time to reach out and to thank everyone that's been a part of this. But I'm going to do it. It's amazing. It's amazing the support that's out there, and the amount of everyone's lives are actually just giving up to find her. It's a true testament of her love for Steph, and really, I don't know. It's amazing. How can you explain that?
You can't.
How can you?
You can't.
I can't. I want to wake up every day and just hug everybody, and my days just kind of, I can't control them. They just go from one thing to the next, and I just want to be there with everyone and their support and their love, but we will get there when we get her home.
Oh,
Right. And so the purpose of these live, coming to you guys live is because we're asking you guys to share, and we're asking you guys to get the message out there, because Stephanie has to be seen for people to know who she is. Her vehicle has to be seen. This is all about putting it out there as fast as we possibly can, as quickly as we can, and to get as many eyes as we possibly can.
Which chat are you guys talking about? God damn. Oh, because that keeps, stop messaging me, man. People won't see the chat, dude. Whoever you are. Don't do that. Yeah, that's gross. But yeah, stop messaging me, man. I ain't mad at you. It's just some shit that I'm not interested in doing, dude. But the chat window that just goes with the live, man. There's nothing I can do about that. That's gonna go on. So while I'm playing this video, there's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, don't stop messaging me because I'm not interested.
What her vehicle looked like, who she was, to get the message out there. I asked you guys all last night to do your Facebook stories and share Stephanie's picture, share her truck. Everybody share that as your Facebook story. The reason why, this is a tool that we can use, which that's the first thing you see when you get on Facebook, is that story, right? You look up there, you see that picture. So if someone goes on there and sees all these stories with Stephanie on there and Stephanie's face on there and the well, just think of the message that we're getting out there. People are going to see that, and that's really what this is all about, is about getting it out there as quickly as we can.
Okay, y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that. Let me read y'all something. That I came across today. All right. So there was a post to Larry, and it says, "There are thousands of people now involved in the search for Stephanie. Your press conference indicated that you thought it might be a good idea to set up a platform for the satellite image crowdsourcing," which is basically what he was just talking about. "I have contacted several people I know who are close to the White House, and I am trying to assist the effort in getting word to Trump. In the meantime, I have a suggestion. Set up a platform outside of Facebook that has a very detailed and accurate account of the timeline of Stephanie's whereabouts beginning a couple of days before she vanished. Inside of this platform would be the ability for individuals to add information on approval by admin team, of course, and view what has been added by others. Questions, commentary, all objective. Questions about family and friends and whereabouts and conversations. Everything transparent. This will help law enforcement and also all of the individuals that you have rallied to help. I'm sorry about that. Facebook is a great platform, in my opinion, to spread the word and her face everywhere possible. But there are so many individuals trying to look at the social media conversations, videos, Scott's timeline, Steph's timeline, children timeline, possible sightings, etc. Very smart, experienced individuals. I believe that if you add this element to the ground search, Stephanie will be found. This is a group of high-level analytical thinkers, as evidenced by many of the posts. I think it would be wise to use us, and I am happy to assist. So this is someone who's claiming to have White House ties and give him some sort of assistance in that area. That being a stepping stone, a possible stepping stone to getting what they want, which is Space Force satellite use, right? To get images of the Tahoe. But, in order to locate the Tahoe. But my man Larry responds, that sounds like a forum to speculate into things irrelevant to the fact that the only question is, where did her car go after it left the Walmart parking lot? To me, you described a trolling site to delve into the lives of people that you have no business entering, which I kind of agree with. I agree with that. Facebook has accountability for who says what. Other forums allow for anonymous content, and we have absolutely no desire to deal with that. I'm sure you've got a taste already about how I feel towards people who seek negativity as an answer. I will see if we can get a timeline of unconfirmed, but what the family believes to be highly relevant sighting on video. We have only posted what the police have confirmed as factual. Feel free to go to findsteph.com. So I do agree with that. But it seemed like it was just the entire idea was shut down. The entire idea was shut down because here's the thing, guys. That's not the reason why I don't completely agree with Larry's response to that. Is because he wasn't even open to sort of making rules. The person who made this post seemed to suggest, okay, let's not get into the personal family stuff. Comments and things of that nature can be vetted. But what I'm thinking here is, I mean, this person is suggesting that only a team of experienced analytical thinkers kind of work in concert with what they're doing and try to track social media, kind of a social media, trail, kind of a little bit of a social media history, but not necessarily an invasion of privacy. Just get an idea of what has been said. Anybody who seems suspicious that might have a motive to do something to Stephanie, because again, people, we have to keep in mind that the best way to come up with answers as to what happened to a person who disappeared is to talk to the people who they spoke to most recently, prior to when they disappeared. Any type of discrepancies between their dynamic, anything that could be helpful. Because you're not going to tell me that the only way to locate Stephanie right now is if you find the truck. Now, I think that that's the only way for a search team. I think that's the best way for the best thing for a search team to focus on is the truck, obviously, right? And obviously, law enforcement has to locate the truck. And the chief of police you heard her yesterday say that the key is finding the truck. This way, that truck will provide them with leads as to what happened to her. But the truck isn't going to be the only place that's going to provide that. You know what I'm saying? The truck isn't right. Sammy, see, I took it that way too. I thought that it was pretty dismissive. Again, this person is saying that they have ties to the White House, right? People that she's already been talking to that have ties to the White House. She's like, I've already brought it up to them. And here's my idea, right? But it was totally shut down. Why was that idea just completely shut down? I mean, the idea itself, maybe, but I'd be like, so do you have friends that are working close to the White House? I would have been like, hey, direct message me, because maybe I can talk to them and see what kind of help they can actually offer besides that. That sounds like a trolling thing, and I'm not really into that. But if you have these important people and you have ties to these important people, I'd like to hear you out. But there wasn't even anything like that. There just wasn't anything like that. So I mean, I'm right, Angela Dawn, and then there was but who am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm not up here saying that I got ties to the White House, but here I was yesterday saying, maybe, I'm just a small creator, I've only got 3,000 subs, not doing anything, groundbreaking here. I barely know what I'm doing now, but I'm not, I'm not somebody who goes, hey, listen, and wrote out this very, very eloquent, well thought out message. It was like, I know people that work in the White House, not just one person. I know people. And here this man was in a press conference. I wish you all would have seen. I wish I had it here. In a press conference, pleading to Donald Trump, saying, this was Larry. After this guy went on, this guy felt the need, Larry felt the need to get on too and start saying the same thing that this guy just said, except more wild-eyed and a lot less professional. Just say, Donald Trump, we need your help. I mean, and here he is talking on Facebook about how groundbreaking of an idea it is to go on TV and ask for Space Force's help. And it's groundbreaking. Never been done before. And he's got to document it. And he's got to get Scott on video doing it. I mean, to me, that, and then somebody says, hey, after seeing your press conference, I actually know somebody that has White House ties. And then she's blown off. Like, my man, what are you doing?
I ask you to share this video. I ask you to share everything you do. Just type real, but I know that's what social media requires. So, you've been around for us. I'm here for you. These people are here working so hard. This is what I'm doing here. This is the easy part. You guys have been out there in the trenches searching. For days. Just to spend searching your life. A lot of people's lives have just stopped. But that's because they know she deserves it. She's given so much of herself. I mean, that's why she was here. She's literally an angel. I think here to be a light in this world. A lot of people know that. And once again, that's what's keeping us going. That's the only way, I think, right now is it's the only way this is going to happen. Is through your support and everything that you sacrificed for this. So, what an amazing testament to her. Once again, it's about how you look at boys. Well, my boys are Steph's boys, our boys. They're amazing. I can't say that enough. The boys wanted to say that just in itself, but they're actually
My rock. And my challenge right now is to make sure that I'm their rock.
It's my bad.
Continue to be. But I can't explain their amount of love and their heart and their wisdom and how much they're just absolutely there on all levels for me, for everyone. And they kind of know that their mom's going to be walking through that door. Their faith and their hope and their love is contagious. It's so contagious, and that's all what's keeping me going too is them. And like I said, my challenge is right now literally to make sure that I'm their rock, and I can't do it without you guys. They give law enforcement love. They're giving everything they've got.
I don't mean any disrespect to cut Scott off, but I mean, the thing is, it's just bugging me. It's just bugging me. This whole thing, because I don't see what it's doing towards finding Stephanie at all. And so, I just take issue with the way this whole thing is being handled right now. Now, I don't have a problem with law enforcement. Law enforcement, I think, is doing their job. If there's other, I feel more comfortable knowing that there's other agencies involved, as the chief of police said. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable. But this whole thing is this weird big show. And if the purpose is to inspire people, I don't see it doing that. It doesn't inspire me. I'm inspired by the fact that there's a missing woman and nobody knows where she is. That's enough for me. That's what I want. I want her found. That's it. I don't need a puff piece, and I don't need to hear a Scott Hollingsworth on the spot talking on some dude's camera, sounding like he's accepting an award. And I know that's not what he's trying to do. He's just stuck on the spot. He's got this guy's mic and camera in his face, and he's just like, yeah, God's great, and the police have been great, and and he's just saying what he's supposed to say. And I want to be clear. None of me saying this is to imply that anybody is guilty of a crime involving what happened to Stephanie. That's not what I'm doing at all. What I'm saying is this is meant to help, but it's not. I'm saying that this is not helpful to the investigation. And I'm saying that this kind of shit, if I had to guess as to why there's becoming less and less press coverage on this case, it's because this dude holds a fucking press conference expecting and brings all these news sources out, and they're expecting some sort of news on the case, and what they get is some half-cocked scheme to get Trump's help using Space Force, using satellite imagery to find the truck, which in theory I guess is kind of a good idea, but it's now, how's the press going to look at that? The press is going to go, who the fuck is this guy in the blue shirt? What's he doing? There's not, I mean, he's not, come on, man. You're not getting anybody's, you're not inspiring people to want to help. Because you're up here smiling and acting like you're selling something. And you know, and you're walking around sticking cameras and mics in everybody's faces, and you're going, hey, tell us how you're feeling right now. You know, tell us what's going on. Tell us what we did yesterday, and blah blah blah, and how do you feel about it? I mean, come on, man. Like, nobody's getting the impression that you becoming the face of this whole thing, because that's what you've done, Larry. You have somehow become the entire face of this entire horrible situation. And your face is fucking smiling like a jackass the whole fucking time. Like, and you expect to be taken seriously? And you expect people to get pissed off enough to want to fucking chip in and help? Because the impression that it comes off is they're not helping finding Stephanie. They're just helping you with content for whatever the fuck you're doing. And at this point, I don't care if I offended anybody in the family or whatever. I sorry, but the truth is this is coming from a place that's concerned about the press taking this seriously and getting you the help to find Stephanie that's required. And this guy is not helping you. He's not helping the situation, because just putting stuff out there does not get people's attention. It's how you put it out there. Is there any conviction behind anything here? Is there anybody? Is this guy who's blasting himself all over the situation as the face of the Stephanie Hollingsworth missing persons case? Why the fuck's he smiling so goddamn much? No, Larry's not the husband. Larry's just some dude. He's some dude who felt the need to be in the shot of the press conference that you can't even find now because it was taken down because no news source thought it was worth a shit. They all packed up, went in there, set up, and then saw some guy who's not even law enforcement anymore, not even the family lawyer, from what I understand, just some guy. Twisted, that's not, see, no, I'm not even saying that, dude. And that's fucking, and that's shitty, because I'm gonna set you straight right now, man. I'm gonna set you straight right now. Sorry, you comment, you get risked to get put on blast here on my channel. So if you'd been listening, I've been saying that the same thing I would say in any other case. There's nothing to indicate that anybody here had anything to do with this crime. There's nothing to indicate that whatsoever. So that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to talk about right now. What I'm trying to say is this dude, Larry, is fucking up any chances of the press taking this seriously and putting it out there and calling it newsworthy. Because you have made yourself the face of this thing, and now it's coming off like you don't really even give a shit about finding Stephanie. I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying you just suck at showing it. I'm being totally honest, man. You suck at showing the public that you are actually genuinely worried about Stephanie because you're too fucking upbeat. And it's weird. I'm not even that upbeat at a good day at work. I don't understand that. Exactly, Solinita. Get off the stage, dude. Boo. I mean, come on, man. Like, dude, step down. That's it. Get the fucking camera off Scott. Because you're not helping his image much either. You already saw there's already people that think that this guy likes to be on camera. And that's a bad look for a husband in a situation like this when it comes to social media. These social media idiots who don't fucking think and don't use common sense, they're going to tear you apart. They're going to pry in your personal life. And I don't want to see that happen. Because again, I don't see I am the first person to say, hey, you don't know shit. All we know is she bought a bottle of alcohol and she left Walmart, got in her truck and drove. And then a couple of surveillance cameras caught her in the direction that she was going. And that's all we know. That is all we know. We don't know what kind of interaction she had with anybody prior to that. We don't know if she had any interaction with anybody after that. We don't know anything. So there's no way to sit here and point the finger at somebody and say, oh, well, that person looks guilty. I'm not saying anybody looks guilty of shit. I'm not saying anybody looks guilty of anything at all. All I'm saying is this is not helping create a fire in the public's heart to find Stephanie because you are taking the piss out of it. Larry, Miles, you're taking the piss out of it, dude. It's gross. It's turning people off to the whole thing. It's all good, Twisted. It's all good. I'm just saying, man, when you say something like that without thinking, I might put you on blast. It's nothing personal. But I got to make that point because I don't think it's fair to start making judgments of people, because that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid by making this live. That's exactly what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid the public looking at you guys like you're in some sort of fucking, I mean, listen to that madness. Who comes to that conclusion? That you're in some sort of weird cahoots with each other and there was some conspiracy to make Stephanie disappear. I mean, that's fucking crazy. And it's some insensitive shit to say to a family that's missing somebody that they really love. I'm not trying to say that. I mean, yeah, dude, he's making people cringe, man. He's making people cringe. You know? Like it's like nobody does that. Nobody fucking does that, dude. Nobody does that. I don't even know how else to word it. Here I am, and I'm on a YouTube channel where I'm supposed to talk, and I'm at a loss for words. Like nobody puts together a show like this. It's like you're making a fucking show out of this whole thing. Like this whole fucking step right up vibe that you got going on, man. It's not working, dude. It's not working, and it's not helping find Stephanie. It's doing more damage to getting the word out than it is helping. And like, I mean, that's the thing. And I'm telling you right now, there's already fucking groups out there. There's already groups that are sitting here and trying to spin the narrative that Scott did something. They're trying to spin the narrative that Larry did something. You know, I mean, that's not good, man. Because once that narrative, it's like a snowball, dude. Once it starts rolling, man, it picks up and it builds up and it builds up and it makes life real difficult, man. I'm going to have to take this live down. Because I don't know how to edit. But I mean, no, because of that fucking message that came through, and I don't, you know, I don't even want that person to have any trouble. I think they meant well, and then, you know, I don't want some fucking crazy asshole giving her shit. She was just trying to be helpful. She just didn't know any better. She didn't know, and she didn't understand me very well. You know, so I'm gonna, yeah, you know, I can't leave that up like that. Yeah, see, loving life at home, I'm past that, and I think law enforcement's past that too, based on what I heard the chief of police say yesterday. I don't really care, man. I'm not doing this for views, you know? I mean, but I don't know, Rosling. I mean, I don't know, man. All right. I got to compromise here. I won't share any of the footage that I went over here tonight, but I'll get off here and I'll go on for another hour or so. Is that cool? Will most people that are already logged on stay on for that? Just so people have a replay over what I'm talking about, but it won't, because it won't be. Yeah, I mean, that's not what I do here, man. I don't do that shit. I don't prepare what I'm going to say here. I just don't do that. I have an idea of what I'm going to talk about, but, you know. All right, no, I'll leave it up then. I'll leave it up. It's your call, man. I'll leave it up. Right, Lynn. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't do that either, man. So you know what? I'll stay on for another couple of minutes, and then I'll just call it a night, guys. But I'm not going to stay on for. I'm not going to go back on for another hour. I mean, I was going to do that for the sake of just having something up so people who catch the replay and count on the replays can watch this. But I'll leave this one up. But and man, yeah, that takes fucking guts, man. Thank you, Rosalind. That takes fucking guts, man. You're a badass. You earned a whole new level of respect for me tonight. I want you to know that, and I mean that. I really do. That's one of those moments where you just see what somebody's really made of, and I wasn't even testing. I just, wasn't even testing. But anyway. Yeah, I'm Hey man, I don't have you up way past shit, Tiffany Jean T. Okay? All right? You listen, don't you understand accountability? Right? There's a replay you could catch. I'm gonna leave this up. You can catch the replay. I'm not keeping you up. You chose to be up, and I'm glad to have you here. But you chose to be up. You chose to be here. And welcome. Thank you, Soli Nina. What's up, Save Robbie? Yeah, man. I'm just fucking totally perplexed over how this is being presented in the public. Because here's what's going to happen. When they finally find out what happened to her, this is going to seem so fucking bizarre. When they finally find out what happened to Stephanie Hollingsworth, this whole thing is going to seem so bizarre. Raging Nightwolf in the house. Evelyn Arnaud, I could not agree more. I didn't even read the whole comment, but I read the first sentence. I think the husband is desperate for help in finding his wife and will take any and all help he can get. But Larry is doing more damage than good. Perfectly put, as far as I'm concerned. That is exactly my opinion. That is exactly what my opinion is at this point right now. I don't think he's in cahoots with anybody. I don't think anybody that I've seen here, I have no reason to believe that anybody that I've seen here is guilty of any crime. But I think I think this Larry dude is a fucking just some dude with a shit-eating grin that thinks he's helping when he's not. And the family must think that he's being helpful in some way, what shape or form. And even if it's in a spiritual sense, that's cool. Who knows what they're like when they sit there and they pray together. And, he's probably very uplifting. He probably has very, very encouraging words for every family member and every friend. Everybody in that congregation, they probably all look up to him and they probably all respect him. And that's great. That's awesome. But as far as this investigation goes, it's going to take a little bit more than prayer, and it's going to take a little bit more than just, somebody that you respect on a spiritual level putting their hand on your shoulder, because him going on camera and smiling and putting you on camera every 10 seconds, man, that's not a good look on social media. That's not a good look on social media. It's just not. In cases like this. And I'm telling you, out of somebody who follows these cases, I've never seen that shit before, dude. and I can't help but laugh at it, because it's surreal. I don't think the fact that Stephanie's missing is funny, and I sure as shit don't think the fact that this is doing more damage than good is funny. I think that this dude running around smiling and giggling and getting people's names wrong and you come and say a couple things. Yeah, come on, man. You know, I've never seen that shit, man. Can somebody name a case, please? We're all a bunch of true crime aficionados here, right? Can somebody please name me a case where the husband was on camera every other day and it looked good? Fuck that. I mean, show me a case where that was even happening. Where a wife goes missing and the husband just goes on camera every chance he gets. Dude, that press conference was a farce, man. Oh, shit. You know, I'm in the background here. Let me make sure that my cross necklace, everybody can see it. Yeah. I mean, mental health issues. I mean, I don't know. No, I think the guy, I just think he's fucking clueless. That's what I think. I don't think that the guy is, I don't think he's evil. I don't think that he's crazy. I just think he's fucking clueless, dude. I think he's just walking around just totally naive and thinking that he's hyping up a congregation. But he doesn't understand that the rest of the world and the social media world is not his congregation. It takes a different approach. And that's another reason why I don't think that they have anything to do with this shit. You know, why would they think that that's a good idea? Nobody who fucking killed somebody and went through all this trouble to get rid of a body is going to think that smiling and fucking nobody's going to think that that's a good idea, man. And I don't even know if it comes off as greed. There's no, I haven't seen a GoFundMe yet. I haven't seen anything like that. Maybe there is on the website. I haven't checked the website. Honestly, I have not. But I don't know. Like, I belong to the group. I'm getting all the information I need from the group, but maybe on the website there's a GoFundMe. I don't know. But I know that the reward was up from $5,000 to $10,000. Now, Lynn, yeah, that might be true. Because, like I said, that's a theory. The only thing that I could think of, if he's not clueless, if he's not fucking clueless, then the only thing that I could think of that he has to gain is to gain attention where people in the area who are volunteering for the search are potentially going to attend his church. That's the only thing that I can imagine would be motive for this behavior, besides not having a fucking iota of of foresight as to how that's going to come off to the social media people who follow true crime cases and care about finding a missing person. Because this is funny. This is a first for me too. Because whenever I talk about these true crime cases, guys, normally, what am I doing? I'm trashing everybody who's following the true crime case. I'm trashing all the mass people thinking the same crazy way, right? I'm always on their case about it, right? That's usually what I do. But right now, I'm like, okay, because it's really funny. I went on yesterday. The purpose of my live last night, the purpose of that live was to actually praise the community for coming together and organizing and executing this search on a constant basis. But, as I'm watching it and as I'm, with the intention of praising it, I'm noticing dude a little bit. And then it made me think of my interaction, my very, very brief interaction with him. And then it got me thinking. And then the press conference happened today, and then it got me thinking more. And it got me going, why didn't any representative of current law enforcement who's actually conducting this investigation say anything? I mean, even just a reassurance, even just a, hey, you know what they said, but right now we are currently working with other agencies right now, and we don't have any information to give because it's an ongoing investigation. I mean, the whole spiel that we always hear, but that's comforting to people. That's comforting when we hear professionals. This dude, even though he at least claimed to be a professional, but retired as of, I think, 2000. He either said 2003 or 2008. I can't remember. But yeah, man. Yeah. I'm of the opinion that something terrible happened to Stephanie, and I'm also of the opinion, only based on having followed so many of these cases prior to this, only based on that do I form the opinion that I think that the police are now looking for and following a path down towards a criminal investigation, that some sort of criminal act that has taken place. I don't think we're talking about an accident here, and even the family has said so from the beginning. So again, I'm not suspecting anyone in the family. I have no reason to. I think that it's beyond premature. Premature doesn't even describe it. We don't know anything. And there's definitely nothing that we do know that would even remotely indicate any type of foul play coming from someone that we know of that's close to her. So that, to me, would be extremely irresponsible to jump to that conclusion right now. But we don't know what the police are investigating, because I have said this stuff before, but how often is it that somebody is actually a victim of human trafficking when these cases are involved? See, here's the thing: is right now, I don't know where I am on the Morphew case, but I stand by the fact that we don't have enough to indicate that Barry had anything to do with it. I'm nowhere near close to thinking that Barry Morphew had anything to do with Suzanne's disappearance. I'm nowhere near that. Because I can think of some sort of, I can create some sort of reasonable doubt in my mind when somebody says, well, why didn't he do this? Why do the rooms smell like chlorine? Well, why did he say whatever, a cougar attack, or whatever the fuck he said? There's always, I can always, and I've done it live on here. I can always create doubt. I'm not saying that he's innocent, but I'm not ready to say that he's guilty of anything either. So, and that's the same thing as this case, but I have even less to even remotely feel like anyone that was close to Stephanie, who we are aware of, had anything to do with her disappearance. And I think it's irresponsible to jump to that conclusion. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying, though, is my man Larry is making a fucking mockery out of this whole thing. He's making it seem unreal. And I can't get on board with it. Right. I mean, everybody has that list, Lynn. Everybody has that list about Barry. But the problem is anytime anybody brings something up, I can think of a reason why it creates reasonable doubt. That's my point. But I'm saying in the case of Stephanie, there's no there's nothing to make Scott look suspicious at all. And I think it's totally irresponsible, to say the least, if not just shitty, to imply that he did have something to do with it, with as little as we know. But I mean, I don't have anything invested in this. I just care. That's it. I want Stephanie found. I want some good closure out of this. It seems almost disappointing, because that's what happens. That's what I do. Here's what happens. Whenever there's a case like this where someone disappears, what happens is I either drag the person who turned out to be responsible once we find out, or that's it. I drag the person who's responsible. And if that person who's responsible happens to be the person who disappeared, well, I drag the shit out of them too. So the fact is if it turns out that Stephanie just got drunk and got shacked up somewhere with somebody, and then is just too embarrassed to come home for whatever reason because she's on a bender, then, then I'm going to do a whole live stream on this channel trashing her for it. And I'm going to laugh. I mean, I'm going to be pissed off at the fact that she put her family and her entire community through what she did. But I'm also just going to make fun of her. But the fact is, if it turns out to be somebody who she does know and who we are aware of, well, guess what? I'm going to put their mugshot right up here, and I'm going to drag their ass too. And I'm going to make memes, and I'm going to have a blast doing it. Because fuck them. Anyways, guys, I'm going to call it. Love you guys very much. Much love and respect to you again, Rosalind. I appreciate you. And everybody, appreciate you guys being cool in the chat. We will do this again very, very soon, my friends.